A lot of you guys are asking why my car payment is $1,000 a month, and here's why.
Lamborghini. What's your car payment?
I got the Toyota Camry 2020 with the red interior. Miss Nay, how much did you put? Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Michael, aka Mr. Drake Visions on all social media, and I am your credit CEO. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. So without further ado, let's get into these videos.
A lot of you guys are asking why my car payment is $1,000 a month, and here's why. So I told you guys I got my first car when I was a senior. It was the car of that year. I had a backup camera, I had a push start, everything, right? 9 months later, I crashed it and I totaled it, and my parents had it on.
Big screen. All right, y'all. I know it's early in the video and I didn't want to react to anything before I finished the entire video, but man, she just got that car in 9 months and she totaled it. Let's hear the rest.
So then they pulled me out another car, the same one, but I had to pay it. So I started paying it. I was giving payments and I was almost done. I had less than 10,000, right? I always kept up with the maintenance, everything. And I don't know why, but there was so many recalls on this car to the point where it almost left me on the freeway a couple times, okay? By this time I already had my son. He was a baby at that time. And it got to the point where it wasn't even safe for us to be driving in that car, not even on the freeway, not anywhere. So my mom was like, it was time to upgrade. So I was like, all right, bet. So then I went in, and at that time it was 21. I got a 21 Acura ILX, super nice, brand new, nice interior, everything, right? Never really gave me problems. And I got married. We have 3 kids now. Fast forward to now, and we just didn't fit in that little car anymore. We needed a SUV, like a mom car. So I traded in this car, my car, for this car, and I'm actually carrying $10,000 of negative equity from my very first car. But I had no choice. Like at that point, it was not safe to drive that car. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have to swallow it and take the L. So that's why my car payment is so high, but it's totally worth it for me because yes, I have my mom car and we have our room. And look at this car seat. Look at how big it is. It takes up a lot of space because it turns. And my kids are comfortable. We have the stroller in the back. So to me, yes, it's $1,000, but it's our safety and we have the room that we need. And I love my car.
Okay, big screen. All right. That was a lot to unpack. She said a lot of things that, necessarily didn't sound, I don't know, it sounds like she was kind of making some of that stuff up. When she was in high school, she got a car, wrecked that thing in 9 months, right? And she was like, she was almost done paying it off. I don't know anybody who could almost pay off a car in 1 year. That's number one. Number two, she said that she got the new car or whatever, and then she had to trade it in because I guess she was having a family. So that makes sense to me, that part. But like to keep trading in car after car and just being impulsive, man, I just can't understand. So man, y'all let me know in the chat, man. Let's go to this next one because we got a lot to cover. This one right here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it inside the video because of the sound, but I just thought it was hilarious. And I completely think this is a joke. But if this is not a joke, man, I feel sorry for some people. Let's go! Nay got this Toyota Camry 20 with the red interior. Miss Nay, how much did you put down?
Zero down.
How much was your monthly payment?
$5.99.
For how long?
427.
Take a look. Okay, big screen. There's absolutely no way this could be true. 400 months? In the chat, y'all let me know how many years that is. I can't even do the math right now. But I just thought it was hilarious. But if that is a skit, it's crazy how they got her on board with it and they was like jumping around and stuff. I totally think that's a skit. So I mean, maybe if y'all know anybody with those type of payments, y'all let me know. Let's get to the next one.
So I have a credit score of 520, and I just got a new car for $100 a month with a $0 down payment. I never thought I'd be able to get approved. All I did was go through this free easy quiz that only took 60 seconds. And they told me exactly at the end that I could get $45,000 even with my horrible credit score. So click the link down below and see how much you can get.
Big screen. All right, y'all. I'll put that in there too. I think that is hilarious. That's probably not a joke. She probably got horrible interest rate. Well, hold on. That has to be a joke. It wasn't $100 a month. Ain't no way. Maybe that's one of those 400-month loans that we saw in that last video where like you never, like the car will never live up to the actual loan amount long term. You know what I'm saying? So I just put that in there. Do not contact these people. I do not endorse these people at all. And if you do and you get in some trouble, don't blame the CEO. Let's get into the next video.
How much are your car payments?
Like that, 2 cars through there real quick. Would y'all rather have one big car payment for 72 months or whatever these people getting, or would you rather have two car payments like $800? No. Would you like to have one big car payment or 2 little car payments? Y'all let me know in the chat.
On my Cadillac 850, on my Hyundai 475.
Hey, Cliff, how much is your car payment?
$1,030.
Is that one car or 2 cars?
One.
Nice. Diamond, how much is your car payment?
I paid $500 a month.
Nice. Hey, Brandon, how much is your car payment?
Like $650.
Hey, Valor, how much is your car payment?
$650.
Mark, how much is your car payment?
$0. That's it, bro. What do you want?
Devontae, how much is your car payment?
$800 a month.
Hey, Ruben, how much is your car payment?
$800.
Damn. Adrian, what is your car payment?
$665.
Nice.
Almost 700. Well, that's one of them. The other one is $765.
Hey, Mario, how much is your car payment?
My car payment is $561.
Nice. Randall, how much is your car payment?
Shit, I don't have a car payment. I don't have a car payment. Oh,
Why?
my son.
All right, man. Y'all know it's crazy when the $375 car payment sounds average or sounds like the deal of the bunch. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these people had 2 cars, and I'm guessing they got extra income in the house, maybe a spouse, maybe boyfriend, girlfriend, something like that, right? So I don't know, man. And then some of those people look like they were like kind of not lying, but I guess they got queued up. They probably, I don't know my car payment off the top of my head, like, you know what I'm saying? So when somebody asks me, if I don't give a round number, then I'm probably making it up, to be honest. If I say like around this price, yeah, okay. But if I say like 671 or something like that, you just know I'm not really being truthful to you, right? But how did we let the dealers do us like this? Like when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, the dealers had to collectively come together to start increasing these prices and just like never let go. But they can't do this because they don't make the money from actually selling the car. They make the money from interest and payments from the finance company. So if you ever get a chance, look at your statement or look at who actually financed your car. So Honda and Honda Financial is like 2 different companies. You understand what I'm saying? So this bank or this conglomerate of a company, when they sell the car, it got like fees and all this stuff associated with the car. And once these people finance through that company, they get to get the fee. They get everything all in one whop. So a $50,000 car over the term of 4, 5, 6 year loan, that $50,000 car can turn to 80,000 right then and there. And between that 80,000 and that 50, the dealership about to get their bread because they probably bought the car for 30. If the dealership bought the car for 30 and sold it for 50, and the bank want to finance it for 80, that means up in that 70 range, they like cut a deal with each other, and then the person that's selling the car actually get a commission, so they can hold off from selling these cars like that. They could just sit there and save the car. All right, man. I don't want to bore y'all too much, but this next video is kind of long, so I might have to pause and interrupt a little bit, but let's just hurry up and get to it.
Story time of how I ended up with 2 car payments. So I got my very first car in 2020. It was a 2016 Volkswagen Passat. That car ended up getting totaled out. There's a whole nother story behind that, but that car ended up getting totaled out. I believe I owed $12,000 on it, but the insurance only paid me out $9,000, and then my gap insurance covered a little portion of it. So I ended up owing like a little bit over $2,000.
Hold on. Gap's supposed to pay all of it. What kind of gap insurance you got? Okay, let's keep going.
The very next day, I found out I was pregnant with my second son. So you guys can only imagine like how agitating that was and how crazy like I felt. Like I just felt like everything was crashing down on me at once. So for about 4 months of my pregnancy, I went out without a vehicle. I finally got a vehicle when I was like 4 months pregnant. I got a 2014 Audi A4, so everything's going fine. And about 2 years into having the vehicle, it starts to mess up. Like every time I try to start it, it won't start. It's shutting off in the middle of the road. Like,
y'all, man, If y'all can help it, don't get those foreign cars, please. It just costs so much to fix.
I get the battery changed. It starts to start up. It stops, messing up for about a good, I would say, 6 months. Then soon as the 6 months over, the car starts shutting off again. It won't start. But I went on YouTube, and us girls, we're gonna find a way for our car to keep going because we just don't want to deal with car problems, right? Like, I'm just a girl. So I saw this video on YouTube that if I press the gas, like start it up and press the gas at the same time, the car would crank up. So my car was cranking up. So I was doing this for like a full year. I was doing this for like a full year till like one day it just stopped. Like, it would not crank up.
Was that spark plugs, ma'am? Is that spark plug problems? And you just rev through that thing? Hey, car guys in the chat, let me know.
The car drives fine, like it's driving smooth for like the first week. Here goes the car messing up again. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta at least trade this car in or get a new car, because at this point I started this job and the commute was like 25 minutes from my house. So at this point, I'm like, I would never get a German car again. I'm going to get a Honda or a Toyota. And I knew that because
I was just about to say, bro, just get a Camry. You can make it look good.
I owed on this car. I believe I want to say $9,000. It's a 2014, so they probably only going to go me like what, $7,000 for it. And I did not want that negative equity into my Toyota that I got. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to probably end up with two cars. Like, they wouldn't even take it because they didn't know exactly what's wrong with it, and they knew I wouldn't get a good deal. I'm going to have two car loans, so a lot of lenders are probably not going to give me a rate or a loan anyways. So I let them know, like, I want to either Toyota, a Honda, or a Mazda. I know Hondas are usually on the higher price size year-wise, so they brought me a Corolla and I got this car. Mind you guys, like, I didn't have no time to fix my credit this time around. I believe my credit score was like a 627. My God. I believe my interest rate.
I'm the credit CEO. I guarantee y'all, all she had to do, I can't guarantee because nothing with credit is guaranteed. All she had to do was maybe pay down some credit card debt, because credit cards is 30% of your score. So if you'd have paid down some debt, hypothetically, she had a $500 card. That thing was sitting at $250. So that's 50% utilization, which is one of the reasons why your credit score kind of tanked. If she was to get that thing below 10%, which means throw an extra $200 to $300, pay it off. My bad. If she was to pay it off, her score probably would have jumped maybe 70 points. Realistically, 40 to 50 points. From a 6, whatever she had, to a 700.
So not only was like a 627, my God. I believe my interest rate for this car is 18%. Like, it's just ridiculous. So not only do I have two car payments, now one interest rate is low and the other one's extremely high. But in order to get a low interest rate on this car, I have to get rid of the other car, which would bring my credit score up to refinance this one. Like, I just feel like this world is literally a scam. Like, every time you turn around is money, like money. My advice to you guys out there that want to drive foreign cars, or who want to get a flashy car, or want a car for your preference before you really get to like financially and career wise where you want to be, please get a Toyota. Please get a Honda, unless you don't mind, like the maintenance for my Audi was fine, but when it started to mess up, that's when all hell broke loose. So yes, this is how I ended up with two car payments. I'm paying $353 on my Audi, and I'm paying $525 on this car. So you guys do the math. Please choose your cars wisely.
All right, man. Look, this is kind of amazing. Like, what she was talking about was truthful, and then this is what I deal with when I talk to clients all the time. All right, but number one, she should have got that. Yeah, she should have got that Toyota first. It's not that glamorous or whatever, but it lasts. Corolla's kind of small. A lot of people don't like driving those. A lot of people like to go for the Camry or whatever. But she only had one son, so it made sense for her. Now, what she was talking about was the credit aspect of trading in that car. Having two car payments, all it does is mess with your debt to income ratio. That's fine. But if your credit score, if you can just raise your credit score, she could still refinance. So if her credit score is a 620, then she's dealing with some type of negative information on her credit report. Just dispute it. Just dispute it. Follow Dave because it's on YouTube, and he'll get you right. And then pay down your credit card debt. And once your score go up, then you go to refinance, right? So she can. So if I was to give her a strategy session, what I would tell her to do is take her whole check, pay down that credit card a couple days before the statement balance date or the due date, right? And struggle for a little bit, and then when her score jump up, she can get the refinance, and then she can just use that credit card again to use for her daily spending. So she's not really losing money. She's gonna have bad credit again, eventually, because she's gonna have to spend that money that's on her credit card to, pay her bills. But for that time being, she can lower her APR and essentially just drop it, to be honest. I told y'all that was gonna be a long one. Let's get into the next one.
A car payment is literally the #1 wealth killer, and it shows.
My son bought his dream car at 21, a Chrysler 300. And I bought my first dream car, I think at 40, which was a Lexus ES 350. And his car payment at the time was about $600. And my car payment at the time, I want to repeat that, I was making 6 times more than my son made. And his car payment was $70 more per month than I was paying. He also couldn't contribute to his 401k. He also couldn't contribute to the employee stock purchase program. Why? Because the bulk of his net income was dedicated to a depreciating asset. Listen, there is nothing wrong with having your dream car, but it should not hinder you from preparing yourself for financial independence in the long term. I drive my dream car now, right? In 22, I bought a Cadillac Escalade. And guess what? Just like my boy Quay is saying, it becomes just your new normal. It's just a car that I get in. If I had to do both of those things over again, I would have kept my Malibu that I was paying $237 for, paid it off, and I wouldn't have any car payments, and all that money would be able to go to investing. Sometimes it's not God that doesn't provide. It's us that don't properly allocate.
All right, man. Hey, I wish I had a dad like that growing up, number one, because I want to be that dad growing up. But he let his son make that mistake for himself so he can realize that how foolish he was. And I love how he incorporate the word into, you know, the actions that we make and we cause on ourselves. Because a lot of people on my last video was saying that, they don't have car payments. They ride this type of car, that type of car. They will never, ever purchase something that's overpriced to impress other people. But unfortunately, a lot of people do that. And I wish it wasn't so, but sometimes we have to put our hand on the stove and get burnt. You know what I'm saying? So, man, shout out to this guy, man. Hey, I'm probably gonna follow him and see what other advice he got, because he was talking about investing into a 401k, something that he should have just made his son do, prioritize, because that junk is gonna compound over time. And I wouldn't risk my son not having that just to teach him a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you be a little too hard, but that's his parenting style. Let's get into this next video.
20 years old, 1,000 down, 710 credit score, looking for a max payment of $200 a month. Bro, I work for an organization with 5 different lots, over 1,000 cars in inventory. I don't have a single car out here that I can put you in and you'll be $200 a month or under. It's not happening in 2024. Well, actually, let me restate that. You could get a $200 payment, but you would need more money down and you would most likely have to lease, or you would have to find something super cheap that you can finance for like 84 months or something crazy like that.
All right, big screen. And this is the mental gymnastics I think I was talking about earlier that dealers want you to go through. You can absolutely find a car that you can pay $200 a month for. It can't be that much. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to weigh the cost of, if you get something that's 2014 to 16, I believe you probably can get a deal. But then with that 700 credit score, you're going to be able to do something real nice. But what happens when you go to the dealership is they don't think critically. They're trying to sell something off the lot, and then they're really not trying to help you. So what they do is they try to gaslight you to say, add more months to get a lower payment, which is not the case. If you can't get something in your $200 price range, bro, don't get those type of cars. Go get something else, because you got to practice a little bit of discipline, man. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this last video.
What's your car payment? $2,700. Okay.
I'm sure that's his dream car, but for $2,700 a month, that is $32,400 a year. 2 years is almost $65,000 a year. That's not including the premium gas, the maintenance, and insurance for that car. I've done plenty of videos on cars. He will never get one, but a brand new Toyota Corolla, you can get one for like $25,000. That thing will last you for 20 years. Life is about choices. Since he chose a Lamborghini in this economy, he cannot complain about the economy. I don't know if own a house yet, but he cannot complain about not able to buy a house or a house that he wants to buy. It looks like he is a car salesman. He better be a very good one.
Big screen. Yeah. So with those type of payments, whatever, he probably could afford a cheaper Lamborghini. I don't know what year he got, but with those type of car payments, he probably got like a 2010 Lambo, 2015 Lambo for real. So he could have got that for either 100 to 150K, right? And then all he had to do really was wait 3 years and save that money up, because now he got to pay the high insurance. It was another video I wanted to talk about car insurance, but I just couldn't remember. But yeah, so car insurance, car maintenance for a Lambo is kind of high. Me and my boy Dave was talking about getting one, and I was like, I just can't do it. So I just got me a nice little Tesla. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, your financial decisions will generally guide the rest of your life. It seems like everybody who got a high car payment end up regretting it in the end. Then older people will come back and we will try to guide the youth, or maybe just criticize them into doing the right thing. But with that being said, man, what do y'all think about this? Thank y'all for watching this video, and help a brother out by hitting that like button. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the month. So with that being said, I'll see you on the next